Mark with Hawkeye Ordnance, and we are back. Yeah, so just with business and life and kids and my health, some things got in the way. It took a few months off to kind of get all that organized, and now we're back kind of midsummer 2018. We want to pick up where we left off with the PCC reviews. So we talked a little bit about some of the companies involved, like Weber Tactical, JP, and there's going to be more. But the one we're going to talk about today is Taccom. So Tim over at Taccom set me up with a couple of different guns. He's got, this is the Ruger this is the Ruger PC Carbine, right? And the Ruger PC Carbine just came out this year. It's a pretty cool little takedown rifle carbine, 9mm, and they're about $500, $525 on the open market, circa 2018. And then of course Tim from Taccom, he's one of those guys that sees something like this and thinks there's a market. So he did this version of it, which is essentially, it starts out with the carbine, and I'll get all the prices and everything loaded in here, but he's got a muzzle brake for it. This is a prototype mount right here for the your red dot. He's got the big chunky mag well. He's got a couple of charging handles, and then this button here, which replaces the really crappy mag release that comes with the gun. Tim also, he's been in the PCC game for a while. He's got, this is his a modular extension that gives you like, what, 45, 50 rounds out of a 9mm. And we're gonna try it out with a couple of different mags. We got a Glock mag, we've got, looks like a Magpul magazine, and then not sure the company on this, but we're gonna give this a shot as well. And then of course we're using the same ammunition we've used in all the guns so far, so that Arms & Arms supplied elite performance ammunition from Sig Sauer. So let's just go through really quickly the gun itself without all the doodads and all the additions, so that we get some sort of a sense of what we're talking about, what the base unit looks like. So this is the Ruger, and I'll get some pictures to fly in, but you've got a threaded barrel, decent little iron sight, peep sight setup. I shot this a little bit. We had a stage set up here at a 3-gun match the other day. I'll roll in some footage of that, shooting like 75 yards off of support. We are doing a review of the Ruger PCC. So this one's a 9mm with the Glock mags. I've got one that's fully decked out with all the toys from Taccom. This is the bone stock unit, of course, with this extended magazine from Taccom on it. And I'm going to jump in and shoot against my friend Connor Spees over here in what will be the JKM shoot-off simulation here. And I'm going to skip the clays, but we'll see how this goes, all right? All right, this isn't going very well. Yeah, I got one! Woohoo! No! I got ammo! Glock magazine! No! Who's cock? Wow. That's not as easy as it looks.
It didn't look easy.
But it actually shoots really soft. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to trying the one that's a little more decked out with some toys and a sight. It took me a while to get dialed in with the sights, but partly is because I'm just not that great with iron sights. I don't have a lot of experience. She got a fluted barrel for weight, little charging handle set up there. There's some Picatinny on this. The reason that Tim replaces the front sight with a piece of Picatinny is because this is a takedown. So let's see where, so gotta lock the bolt back. So you lock the bolt back, there's a bolt lock right there, and then you can freely remove the front. So the whole thing takes down to like, a little tiny package for backpacking or whatever, which is pretty cool, depending on what your intended function for the gun is. But, given that, you definitely would want to have your sights out, on the barrel so that they are consistent when you're taking the gun up and down. Actually, it's a really good charging handle on the original gun. I'm a fan. The bolt release, or there's a bolt catch, and if you click it, lock the thing back. Otherwise, if you want to charge it again, just let it go. Trigger's okay. Safety's pretty standard for a plastic trigger housing. And the one big complaint with this gun is this bolt, the mag release right here, which is just in a really weird spot. It's very unusual. It's like backwards for guys who are using AR-15s. It's just a little goofy, but so Tim replaced that with his part here, and so it's still in the same spot, but his idea is you go and you just kind of literally like drag down, grab your next magazine and put it in, and it should, you know, so if you come through it like this, then grab the next one and put it in, and then you're back into playing. So it seems to work pretty good. We'll go through this a little bit more when we've got the guns out. We'll shoot them for a bit. I'll try to get pictures of everything, and then we'll come back and talk about the guns. The differences, you know, whether the recoil system and the brake on the upgraded one make any real difference. You know, using the red dot versus the peeps, which you gotta believe is gonna be a better experience. And then this charging handle on both sides, we'll have to check that out. So we'll see you guys after we shoot some stages. So, you know, I've only shot these a little bit, so we're gonna run a few more, just go through a few runs of this, just kind of get used to the whole thing. So. Pretty cool little gun. We'll do one more round of testing, and then we'll swap out with the fancy gun and do a little side-by-side comparison. Look, I mean, the short answer on just the gun itself is, you know, for 500 bucks, if you're looking for a gamer gun that'd be fun to come out and shoot competition here, you know, this would be a pretty good choice. It's a cool little gun. All right, let's see. Gotta reload some mags, and then we'll fire up the hot rodded one. We got the one that Tim at Taccom decked out for us. It's got kind of all the toys: buttstock, mag well, charging handles. It's got the prototype rail, and then muzzle brake. I'm not familiar with this Holosun. I'm not gonna tune it at all. I'm just gonna take a look. So far, I'm not terribly impressed with the Holosun, but we'll see how that goes. So, all right. You know, first blush, I don't notice a lot of recoil difference, but I'll tell you, ergonomically, it's fantastic. Much easier on the mag change, but you know, obviously the red dot's making a big difference. But okay, let's give it another go. Cool. All right. Definitely got time for one more, or enough rounds for one more. So, I honestly can't tell whether the brake is doing anything or not, and I don't know that that's really an issue either way. It sure looks cool, and I'd probably do it regardless. As it relates to the gun and the handling of it, none of the tricks have really updated the gun and its shootability. It has, however, made it far easier to drop the mag, get a new one in. The left-hand charge really is a big deal for me. That's something that, I mean, you could, I guess, in theory, have it on one side or the other. I'll have to look into whether they're ambidextrous or not to begin with. And then, of course, throwing this rail on and putting the red dot on there is probably the #1 upgrade. I don't know. It's nice that the control changes that he made are significant. So let's give that another go and see what we get here. Shot the wrong target first there. Yeah, it's for the small amount of money it's going to cost to make these minor changes, you still got a sub like 750 gun here. I've shot some nice guns, and I mean, there's no question some of them are better, but it's a lot of gun for the dough. All right, guys, so had a chance to really, I'll get my ear put out, they're done. Match is over. So I had a chance to run both these guns in a little bit of 3-gun and some USPSA, and then today I had a chance to really just back-to-back try them out against the, you know, this steel setup that's here for USPSA Magic Talk. And I will tell you that just starting with this guy, which is the traditional Ruger, this is a pretty cool little gun. I mean, I would highly recommend this for anybody looking to get a little PCC to play with, maybe a little backpacking gun. I mean, you could honestly get started in games with just this and then build on it. I'd have no problem recommending it for people. And then the question is you know, looking at the mods and stuff for that Tim from Taccom's got, you know, what is worth doing? And I'll be honest with you, this is the modded out gun again. No question, I would do the rail and the sight on top. The charging handle on the left side is absolutely mandatory, and I like the knurling. It's a little wider that he put on his. This is a must. The mag release is the big issue with the regular PCC, and I did like the mag well. I didn't do a lot of movement stuff, so I didn't get a chance to really dig this, but I can't imagine it's bad, and for the price, it's totally worth it. The real question would be the brake. I think, and Tim may have some, you know, information on this, but in my personal opinion, we were shooting just 115 grain, that 6 hour, it's just a good clean range ammunition through this. I didn't feel the brake running at all. It does look badass, and frankly, if I was doing all this to the gun, I'd probably do that just for fun. Although, having said that, I think running this thing suppressed would be a blast too, although that'd be the end of it for USPSA, I suppose. But this is an amazing little gun and totally worth it. And you know, Tim does some great stuff over there, worth checking out. I also really found this to be really good and reliable. This is his magazine extension, which is a very simple addition to a 30-round Glock mag. It gives you like 50 some, which is wicked awesome. So, all right, guys, it's good to be back. Glad you had a chance to check out these two guns. If you have any questions, put it down in the notes. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram at Hawkeye Syndicate, on our Facebook channel, which is Hawkeye Ordnance or Hawkeye Syndicate or Hawkeye Ignite for the events. And then check out Taccom3G.com and all of their subsequent, you know, online assets, their Instagram page, their Facebook, and all that. And check out all the cool stuff Tim's doing. Whether you're into the Ruger PCC or not, he's got some other really cool, innovative PCC things out. And then also, of course, all the, you know, shotgun gear he does. You know, these are my old sports here. I still carry them. I still use them all the time for practice. They're great. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much.